A federal district court judge partially blocked a California law barring law enforcement officers from wearing masks in a February 9th ruling, finding the law discriminated against federal officers. District Court Judge Christina Snyder ruled in favor of the Trump administration, prohibiting the state from enforcing its No Secret Police Act that was scheduled to go into effect earlier this year. The federal government sued California, challenging the law as well as another law, the No Vigilantes Act, which requires federal officers to wear identification. Snyder ruled that the second law was not discriminatory. Judge Christina Snyder said she issued the initial ruling because the mask ban, as it was enacted, did not also apply to state and local law enforcement authorities, thus it discriminated against the federal government. California had agreed to pause enforcement of the laws, which went into effect on January 1, while the Trump administration challenged them in court. Attorney General Pam Bondi praised the court's decision on February 9th. These federal agents are harassed, doxxed, obstructed, and attacked on a regular basis just for doing their jobs. We have no tolerance for it. We will continue fighting and winning in court for President Trump's law and order agenda, and we will always have the backs of our great federal law enforcement officers, Bondi posted on X. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed both bills into law last year in response to federal immigration enforcement operations in the state. At a heated House Judiciary Committee hearing recently, Representative Chip Roy clashed with the executive director of ACLU Minnesota over federal immigration enforcement actions.
I thank the chairman. Mr. Mayo, let me ask you a question. Kenneth Moreno Guzman, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, forcibly broke into the back door of a family's home on January 12, 2025, a year ago, and proceeded to rape an 11-year-old girl and held her 10-year-old sister at knife point, was sought after to be removed by ICE. Should ICE remove that individual from the United States?
First off, I want to say that's tragic. It's horrific.
Yes or no? Should ICE carry out its function to remove that individual from the United States and get him to law enforcement for prosecution?
Every victim deserves justice.
Hector Balderas Healer, a criminal alien from Mexico, was arrested for a felony hit and run that killed an 11-year-old boy on Thanksgiving morning. ICE worked to get this person in custody. Should ICE do that?
What I'm talking about is not normal law enforcement.
Should
I want to
ICE
be really
remove,
clear about that.
yes or no? Should ICE remove these individuals who are a danger to the American people? Yes or no?
I'm here to speak
yes
about
or
what
no?
is happening.
Should ICE carry out its function in law enforcement to remove these people who are killing Americans? Yes or no?
ICE has the ability to do its law enforcement activity.
So ICE should carry out its law enforcement function to remove people who are harming the American people, such as the next person, Marvin Fernando Morales Ortiz, a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador, brutally murdered a resident inside his home in Western Virginia, just one day after sanctuary politicians refused to honor the ICE arrest detainer and released him from jail. That's what we've been dealing with. That was the product of the previous administration. Now we're trying to remove dangerous actors, and you all want to turn that into some sort of cause celeb.
I'm trying to speak about something that is not normal law.
My time, Mr. Mael. Meanwhile, Mr. Price, in the United Kingdom, do you not have your own level of immigration problems?
Yes, sir.
Right now, there are not significant impacts by a massive increase in the Islamic population in London and throughout the entire UK. And now, is it not true that there are significant questions about whether the UK will adopt anti-Muslim hate speech provisions? For example, a draft definition that says anti-Muslim hostility is engaging in or encouraging criminal acts, including acts of violence, vandalism. But here's the key part. That is harassment, intimidation, which is directed at Muslims or those perceived to be Muslim because of their religion, ethnicity. Also, the prejudicial stereotyping and racialization of Muslims. Is that kind of language not also going to interfere with free speech?
It's very serious. We have a client who was arrested for preaching the gospel, and on the arrest, one of the arresting officers said you shouldn't be saying those kind of things during Ramadan.
So there is a direct connection to dealing with immigration policy and what we're dealing with from a First Amendment standpoint. Now, I want to direct some questions to Dr. Rosner. First of all, thank you. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for standing up in the face of the tyrannical interference with your ability to carry out your faith and speak freely about it. As you know, a number of us have been watching this very closely, and we are proud of what you've been doing to send a message around the globe. Let me ask you just a couple of quick questions. Is it correct that the alleged crimes against you, that were charged against you, consisted solely of, as you described before, a Bible verse posted on social media, comments during a radio debate, and a religious pamphlet published years earlier.
No, I don't think that it is right, because I have not insulted anyone. My speech has been peaceful.
And at no point did you call for violence, coercion, or unlawful conduct?
No. I have told all the time that all people are equal, and we all are sinners, and we all are in need of grace. So I do not insult any minority.
Is it true that prosecutors reportedly compared portions of the Bible to extremist literature when they were going after you?
Yes, the prosecutor filed up charges because of my Twitter update, where the main focus was on the Bible verses.
And is the prosecution reportedly offered you a deal to recant your statements in exchange for avoiding prosecution? Is that accurate?
Already in the police investigation, the police gave me 2 weeks' time to take away my writings, and I said that I will stand up before these teachings.
And my final point is, the trial court unanimously acquitted you, correct?
Pardon?
The trial court unanimously acquitted you, correct?
Yes.
And the acquittal was later affirmed by an appellate court, but despite that, prosecutors appealed again to the Supreme Court in your country, keeping you under legal threat for years, even now. Is that correct? For simply speaking about your faith, putting it in a pamphlet years before, that's what is occurring. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, we thank you for that. I would like to insert into the record, Mr. Chairman, a letter that I signed and sent to MP Rosnan and some others dated May 21st, 2024 on this point.
Objection.
I wrote an op-ed called "The War on Religious Freedom. We Must Stand Up for Finnish Christians Facing Trial for Their Faith," in which we described this, that I jointly authored with Tony Perkins.
Without objection.
I would like to increase also several letters that I could go through one by one, but for the sake of time, I would just like to insert them in group form that are signed by a host of our colleagues that were directed to MP Rosnan about her courage and her faith, letters that we've sent since 2021, 2022, 23, 24, encouraging her and others to stand up, and I'd like to insert those into the record without objection.
Without objection. Doctor, God bless you for your courage
Thank
as well. I think the gentlelady from Washington has a
I do.
UC.
I have a couple of UCs here, Mr. Chairman. The first one is from the New York Times, I believe, about the way in which the Trump administration is smearing and humiliating citizens in order to influence public opinion while sending a warning to other critics to beware of crossing the administration. It's called "They Couldn't Break Me," a protester, the White House, and a doctored photo.
without objection.
Second one is from, it's from CBS News, titled "ICE Agents Wrongfully Detained U.S. Citizen in Minneapolis for Looking Somali."
Without objection.
Next one is from the BBC, "New Jersey Mayor Arrested in Protest at Migrant Center."
Without objection.
And I believe that's it. Thank you.
Is it the gentlelady from Vermont or Ms. Scanlon? Gentlelady from Pennsylvania is recognized.
Thank you. I understand that our Republican colleagues would prefer to distract and divide with a hearing that completely misses the moment. Just days after armed and masked U.S. agents have shot and killed 2 citizens on the streets of an American city. So it's important that we refocus on the threats to civil rights and liberties that are occurring right here, right now, in America. And I want to thank Mr. Mayo for bringing firsthand testimony to Congress about what is happening on the streets of Minneapolis, because the people of Minneapolis have risen to this moment and understand it better than everyone. The White House has unleashed armed and masked federal agents onto our streets to terrorize our communities. And if you think it doesn't affect you, think again. Masked government agents are kidnapping people on the streets of American cities, citizens and non-citizens alike, breaking into their cars and homes, holding them at gunpoint, raiding homes without warrants in violation of the Fourth Amendment, Government agents are surveilling, threatening, and assaulting Americans when they peacefully observe and protest these actions in violation of the First Amendment. They're detaining children and adults with no criminal records in nightmarish conditions in violation of every standard of human decency. And in the last 28 days, Trump's paramilitary goons have violently and lawlessly shot and killed 2 Americans. In the aftermath, the administration tried to smear the dead Americans' actions and characters and convince the world not to believe what we saw with our own eyes. And throughout, our government, not foreign governments, has tried to silence those who expose or criticize those excesses, arresting and threatening elected officials, journalists, and concerned citizens. So why isn't Republican leadership of this committee and Congress hauling the Department of Homeland Security and Kristi Noem before this committee? Why aren't they conducting an investigation into the killing of American citizens and the use of excessive force by ICE and CBP? Why aren't they doing their jobs to demand accountability? Americans are outraged. I don't understand why my Republican colleagues are not. Instead, they're trying to deflect attention and tell us that Europe poses the biggest threat to Americans' rights. It's insulting because it is really clear that right now, the most serious threat to American civil rights and civil liberties is coming from our own government. Now, Mr. Mayo, we've seen ICE agents conducting warrantless arrests, and a particularly egregious example occurred in Minnesota when masked agents broke into a man's home, held him at gunpoint, and dragged him out into the freezing cold in his underwear and a pair of Crocs, only to realize he was an American citizen with no criminal record, and the guy they were actually looking for was already in prison. How would the Fourth Amendment address this situation? Why is it important that we have warrants with respect to searches of people's homes, et cetera?
Thank you. The founders ensured that the Fourth Amendment places significant limits on the government's ability to enter our homes, search our persons, and subject us to arrest. And one of the clearest rules under the Fourth Amendment is that federal agents just can't break into your home and arrest you without a judicial warrant. That judicial warrant is a critical component to ensuring accountability. That is what we are seeing more and more that is missing. We are seeing on the ground the use of administrative warrants, which do not allow someone, an agent, to enter your home and arrest you.